Alrighty, so, yeah, I made a call to the Anglican church on the corner. Obviously, there's the rector, I think it's called. She's the rector, minister, I guess it's called a rector. Obviously, it's called a rector because it's all centered around Uranus. What's Uranus? What numbers are they? Remember, it's 5 and something, or 12. What is it? 12 and 28 makes a 40. And there's two things. Makes a 42. Uranus and the rector is rather important. I don't want them to hear me. Anyway, so I made an appointment on Tuesday at 10 a.m. with the deputy rector, I guess. The minister, the deputy minister, maybe? Whatever. His name's John, at St. John the Evangelist Church, and my middle name is John. So this is all going rather well. My goal of the meeting is to, basically intrigue the man and hopefully be welcome back to talk more about the math and the theories and giving everything calling it by its proper name. Drawing some conclusions. I really want to show him the map of Ottawa because using the second row of the matrix, I can spell the 8 intersections that go north-south within the downtown core. Okay, you got like Elgin, Metcalfe, O'Connor, Bank, Lyon, or Kent, Lyon, Bay, and Bronson. So the 8 lines would break it into 9. Anyway, show him the 9x9, show him the map of Ottawa as the 9x9. Go over the War Memorial and how it depicts Genesis 1 in blocks. Just count the stones, count the grout lines and count the stones, and it tells the same story. So it's clever. It's undeniable. Okay, so at this point, I'm just looking to, I'll be very discerning when I'm speaking with this person because I'll try to figure out whether or not they know. So I asked if there was any groups or Bible groups or anything. He said there's nothing going on till the fall, so it'd be kind of cool to meet some random people and talk about math and about the proper interpretation. But this leads me to my next venture. Okay, I'm trying to make a living here, ish. Kind of don't know how to make a living with math. If you have any ideas on how I can make a living with math, then, t-shirts, right? Okay, well, here's the thing with the t-shirts, until really recently, I haven't maybe been I was 99.9% convinced. It's really all gelling together rather well. So, I've been thinking about we can talk about spray painting and graffiti and art and stuff like that and layering, and I think I finally have something so complex yet simple that just the chicken and the egg tag is kind of neat. And then I could always do the 4 card suits, paint them in bold with infinite knot and the Superman logo and all the little other ditzy doodles like the boot and the daisy and everything and all the cells. I could do all that, but that's just trying to think of easy. So I was thinking about doing the 4 card suits with the infinite knot and the Superman, doing one-dimensional lines, basically a drawing with a one-dimensional line to make the maple leaf that has the seed that bears its fruit to fall. And then you have the daisy and your wormhole and everything, yada yada yada. So I'm thinking a couple layers of paint on there's graffiti walls that you're allowed to graffiti on in the city, so I can go there and legally graffiti a giant matrix, man. So I'm gonna probably practice that on my iPad and sketching crayons and stuff. But yeah, and the wall is really near my old university. It's in Brewer Park has a legal graffiti wall, and Brewer Park is across the street from Carleton University. I'm Bronson guy. That's just way down from the downtown core. It's not the market. The market's over Attaway. It's the downtown core. Anyways, stuff rather interesting. One of the ventures I'm going to do is, yes, I am going to, so I've been going kind of on the honor system, okay? Not a lot of people are stepping up to the plate with the, you can donate $2 or more. And I did a poor job of turning everything private and then fixing it, which took a lot of time and energy and wasted my time and energy, more or less. So everything is now available. But going forward, like, I'm gonna read the Bible. I really don't like reading, but the Bible would be a good way of proving this shit again. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna be rather repetitive, and I'm pretty sure that even when I read it and interpret it live, maybe I'll go back and watch the video of me reading it to myself, and then I'll probably see things I missed, and there'll be tons of revisions and everything. But I think it's just gonna be one synchronistic book of, here's what it all means in plain sight, which is nonsense and gibberish, and here's what it means in reality for those who can hear and see. Interpret properly based on a congruent frame of reference, okay? About reality, about naming the lights which are the magnets inside of heaven of the cellular energy device that we live inside, okay? We are living in a bubble inside of heaven of someone else's battery. Of someone else's battery. Who's in a battery? Who's in a battery? Who's in a battery? Who's in a battery? Okay? It's infinite. On the micro and macro. Okay, so the Titans would be our creators, but we're going to be creating like galaxies. That's the whole thing I was thinking about the Bob Lazar shit, okay? He's basically saying that in that 41-minute presentation, whether you chose or not to watch it, talked about using gravity as propulsion for systems. Of course he's using gravity. He's using a galaxy to power his craft. It's a galaxy. It's a cellular energy device. It's creating a galaxy, which of course has its own gravity. And you probably have to create 3. You know what I'm saying? There's a 69, a 69, and a 64, 36. Now, maybe you gotta create one with the magnets one way, one with the magnets the other way, and the other one is our magnet, maybe. The generator of our cell, and then the 2 versions of black and white holes created by man in our cell to make the trinity, and then you can probably, I don't know, but I don't want to go into that. It's not the purpose of this. It's just, you're creating a gravity for a galaxy, okay, for a realm of a new Earth, whatever you want to call it, okay? So, yeah, I do think the math and the physics and the engineering and the principles, breaking the law of thermodynamics and everything, that's fine, okay? Like, certain things work from certain points of view and certain frames of reference. When you change the frame of reference, stuff stops working, okay? I don't like hearing Bob Lazar talking about the gravitational field that the planets need, because all that means is that the planets are a representation of bent light by the observer, us, in the cell of Earth, but however many stationary magnets on the walls of heaven, and how it reacts with the 14 rotating, wobbling magnets on the axles, okay? Just light bending. And you gotta think of this. Like, there's a bunch of constellations of different magnets, depending whether or not they're gonna be the 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, or the 14, okay, axles, okay? 160 and 14, light's gonna be bending, reflecting as it passes through them differently, right? And I believe that what it creates is the interpretation of what planets are, okay? And if you take shots, like you can take a webcam and point it at Venus and then take like 200,000 images, overleave them, and then look at that, it's like the textbook image of Venus, and that's not what it is in reality. In reality, it's just swirling bunch of lights, okay? swirling bunch of lights, okay? And again, Bob Lazar interview was talking about it was Project Galileo. And what I'm talking about here, I'm talking about Galilean astronomy, okay? We're talking about the moons of the celestial bodies from Galilean time. We're not talking about the 100 million moons that everything now has, because we have super amazing devices that can bend light in the inverse way for us to see further, okay? Don't talk to me about time and how much time it takes to get there. You're in a battery, okay? And the only thing you think about again with the craft, okay, if it can move that smoothly in air, it can go in our oceans and our seas and probably move just as smoothly underwater, because if you're playing with gravity, it doesn't matter what the matter is, because all light is bending through the matter, which is your vessel. And when your vessel is illuminated by the bent light created from the white hole and black hole, let's say, of the device in the craft versus the device in our cell of Earth, that is the trinity, that is the tetrahedron, that is the energy. Now, if you can move easily in our air as in our water, then who's to say you couldn't go out of our bubble into the waters of the device? And who's to say there's not other bubbles in our reservoir? Okay, the realm of Earth might be the central bubble, but there's lots of other bubbles coming and going. Okay, the bubble of Earth at the center of the cellular energy device represents all of the conscious souls of the inhabitants of the Earth, is what I believe. So let's say there's 8 billion people. That means it's a bubble 8 billion layers thick. And when you die, your light is gone into the waters again until it comes back and circulates and you repeat. Okay? I do not want to repeat this test. You know how hard this was to come to? Do you know how weird of a life I've had to get to here? No one does engineering physics for any good reason other than it was hard and I didn't think a lot of people would take it, so I'd probably get a job with that degree. That happened. I terminated that. Haven't looked back. I don't really mind. I don't mind living minimalist style. But this is getting ridiculous. I'm by the skin of my teeth here. Okay. I'm kind of sick, and I've been watching what works on YouTube and stuff. And man, if I just had tits and played video games, I'd be getting $200 as tossed to me every time I bent over. It's not a job. That's selling your sex, and that's retarded. So anyways, I'm gonna do the series on Patreon about reading the Bible. Okay, that's probably gonna go into a $13 category. Okay, the reason being is that, yeah, 70% free, 30% pay. I have to eat every day as well, and I like to chef it up. Right now I'm in a little disorder and still kind of trying to figure out the ropes of what life's gonna do. I know, I might even go work for a moving company. I keep talking about rearranging the libraries of file folders of data that's in your brain when you think about reality from a different point of view. And now it's kind of funny that I might go work at a place that moves filing cabinets and changes people's cubicles in government office buildings downtown. Literally moving your file folders for essential government employees. So, talking to the deputy minister, I should probably get my nomenclature correct before I go in. I'm gonna bring in, I'm gonna take pictures, print them out. I'm gonna bring my spreadsheet data, print it out. I might recreate some of my data. I want to tell him that this is it. There's too many references in man-made fiction, entertainment, okay? The movies, music, comic book lore, it's the same story told over and over and over again. Don't get me started, okay? And yeah, I was listening to, this is a good one, okay? It's a good one. I was decoding it. The guy really looks like me. The guy looks like Loki from Thor, right? Kind of looks like me. Anyway, and then the ball is inverted because, light can bend, and then I got really, yeah, world turning was a good one. So anyway, yeah, I'll see how it goes. And then if we're gonna do cooking, I think I'm gonna do a little cooking show, so that'll be cheap or something. But Bible study, maybe I'll go cheaper. 7, I don't know. 1 of 7 of 13. Or 110.